Understand this word unclutching. This word does not exist in Oxford Dictionary. Please understand, this word is my contribution to the English language itself. For the English language itself, this word is my contribution, because this word does not exist in Oxford Dictionary. It does not exist. One day early morning, like intuition, suddenly this word has flowered in me as a Mahavagya. Mahavagya means the ultimate truth, the ultimate statement. Each Mahavagya is the punch dialogue from one Upanishad. It is a punch from one Upanishad. Each tradition have their own Mahavagya. There are so many Mahavagyas. Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvamasi, Prajnanam Brahma, Brahmaivahamasmi, Ayamanma Brahma. In Saiva tradition, Saiva Sampradayas, Shivoham. There are so many Mahavagyas. Please understand, this word, unclutching, is the ultimate spiritual truth. This process, unclutching, can directly upgrade your very consciousness.
All of you should understand the basic thing about life. By your very nature, you don't have something called ego or mind. By your very nature, you are an independent being. By your very nature, you are an unclutched shaft. Be very clear. What you think as you, what you think as mine, is purely connections which you make. For example, if you think your life is filled with sorrow and suffering, the suffering which came 10 years ago, the suffering which came 9 years ago, the suffering which came 4 years ago, the suffering which came 1 year ago, you are connecting all of them and creating a chain. Seeing that chain, you are making a decision. Your life is suffering. First thing you need to understand, your life is an independent, causeless, unconnected, illogical incidents.
Different shape, different size, different colors, different quality, different experiences. Some are related to joy, some are related to suffering, some are related to depression, some are related to excitement. Different kinds of thoughts. Please understand, continuously, different shape, different way, thoughts are flowing. One important thing we need to understand, all the thoughts which are flowing are completely illogical, irresponsible and independent. Please understand, some of the truths will be very strong words. Some of these words will be very strong. These thoughts are not responsible to each other. They don't have a logical connection. They are completely independent. Independent and illogical. They are not connected. For example, if I have to give one example, you see a dog in the street. Immediately you remember some dogs which you had as a pet or out which you used to be frightened in the young age. Then the memory of your young age. Then the teacher under whom you studied in your young age. Even when I say now, I give a simple logic base. But if you see your thoughts, it will not even have this much of logic. So the dog which you saw in the street and the teacher under whom you studied in the young age have no logical connection. Suddenly, from which logic your thoughts move to which logic, you have no idea. If you want to experiment, just now you can try. You take a paper and pen and write whatever goes on inside without editing for 2 minutes. Just 2 minutes. Without editing, like a Dragon software. In the modern days there are software medical professionals use for transcription. Whatever they talk will be transcribed. Just like that, if the software is connected to your mind, how it will completely transcribe. Same way, whatever goes on inside, try to transcribe. You will understand the thoughts which is flowing inside you are completely illogical, independent and irresponsible. Then what connects? What connects and gives you the kind of a feeling that it is continuous and logical? For example, if you believe your life is suffering, you will connect all the suffering and depressing thoughts and create the idea of pain shaft. Your whole life is a pain. I've seen when you ask people, how is your life? First thing they'll tell, oh, nobody has suffered like me. Even my enemy should not suffer like me. Means they connect, they catch all the incidents which created pain in their life and create a pain shaft. They believe their whole life is nothing but a pain shaft. Very rarely, when you are in a high mood, exciting mood, or when you are really in love with somebody or some object or with a life, you feel your whole life is a joy. At those moments you connect joyful moments, the exciting thoughts and create joy shaft. Life is a joy. The idea that life is a joy. Sometimes you create the idea life is a pain. See what you believe. If you believe life is a pain, you will create an idea of pain shaft. If you believe life is a joy, you will create an idea life is a joy shaft. The depression which happened in us 10 years ago, the depression we experienced 8 years ago, the depression we experienced 4 years ago, the depression we experienced yesterday are independent incidents, our responses to independent incidents in our life, independent experiences. But when you connect all of them and see them together, you say my whole life is depression. This pain shaft or joy shaft, this is created out of your belief. If you see the exact thoughts moving as it is inside your inner space, they are neither right nor wrong. It is, that's all. It's an existence, reality. It's just flowing. But when you create some idea, when you want to restrict, when you want to frame them for future reference, you frame them either as pain shaft or joy shaft. The difficulty is not, you don't stop here. The moment you identify your life as a pain shaft, you try to break it. If you identify your life as a joy shaft, you try to elongate it. Neither you can elongate nor you can break. That's the problem, because the shaft does not exist in reality. It does not exist in reality. It's just imaginary. It is just your feeling. If it exists, you can break it. It does not exist. You try to break which is not there. You are trying to continuously fight with something which is not there. Either joy shaft or with the pain shaft. Again and again we try to break the pain shaft. trying to break the pain shaft brings one more pain. I have seen people after reading the books like Stop Worrying, Start Living. Now it's very easy to become a philosopher, thought which is completely impractical. I can give you some 4 or 5 tips how to become a philosopher. Thought completely impractical, thought which you are not able to practice. See, when you are not able to practice, others also can't practice. So naturally you will be dangling the carrot. It will continue, the business will go on and on and on. So, anyhow, these kind of philosophers, when you read these kind of books and try to stop worrying, that will become one more worry. I have seen people create one more worry, trying to stop worrying. I feel that worrying is a problem only when you start thinking that you have worry, you are worrying. Only when you identify it as a pain shaft, any pain is a pain. When it is just a reality, when it is an existence, when it is just flowing in your being, it has it never creates suffering in you. Somebody asked Ramana Maharshi. Ramana Maharshi is a great enlightened master, was from my native place. My native place boasts unbroken lineage of enlightened masters for the last 2000 years. Somebody, he had cancer the last moments of his life, and somebody asked him, Bhagavan, do you have pain? He says, pain is there, but there is no suffering. Understand, the pain is translated into suffering only when you create a pain shaft, not otherwise. When you can experiment now in your life, if you have any pain, back pain or headache, just look that space without giving the idea or the name pain. Suddenly you will see that experience which you are having as pain will disappear. You can experiment now, straight away. Continuously our life, we are creating either pain shaft or joy shaft. The words are flowing, thoughts are flowing in our inner space. Creating joy shaft or creating pain shaft is what I call fighting with Maya. In Sanskrit we have a beautiful word, Maya means, which is not there, but which gives the suffering as if it is there. Even if he is not there, if he gives the suffering as if he is there, he is called Maya. It is called Maya. It is not there, but it gives the suffering or the impression as if it is there. Continuously giving meaning to the thoughts which is arising in your being is the root cause of suffering. Let me give you a simple technique of unclutching. Please understand this simple technique of unclutching. What I mean by the word unclutching. When you sit, naturally there will be some thoughts. When the thoughts come, usually your mind will tend to connect it, identify it with some past pain or joy. Or it will classify it as something related to worry, or there is nothing, simple thought flowing. It will try to connect or classify. It will try to clutch with some of your past experience and identify. Now, just for a few moments, try this simple experiment. Any thought comes, do not clutch it with your past experience. Do not clutch it with your past suffering or joy. When words come out of your being, instead of giving meaning to it, just see the source of the sound. See, sounds are raising your inner space. The moment you give meaning, you become materialistic. If you look the source, you go towards the freedom. Just see for a few moments. Just try for a few moments, anything rises in you, try to unclutch. Without clutching and connecting and creating a shaft, you may say, no, it is very difficult. This is also one more thought. The difficulty which you experienced 10 years ago, the difficulty which you experienced 9 years ago, the difficulty which you experienced yesterday are independent difficulties. Why should you connect all those difficulties and create an idea, this is difficult? I will give you the 9 levels of unclutching. Unclutching from the outer world, like problems and difficulties related to name and fame. Devotees, disciples, please note down in your book of heart. 9 unclutching. Please note down in your book of heart. 9 different levels of unclutching. First, unclutching from your outer world means when you have problems related to name, fame, money, if you unclutch, please understand, I am not saying you need to lose that money, name and fame. No. You will lose the problems and suffocations and stress, sufferings created in you because of money, name and fame. When the problems, suffocation, stress is removed, suddenly you have a pure inner space where you can create whatever you want in the outer world. Understand? Biggest asset any human being can have is free inner space, extra inner space. Whenever I give energy darshan to people, I just give them few hundred more acres of inner space, that's all. Extra inner space, just like Google gives storage space. Extra inner space is the ultimate wealth. Wealth is not the billions of dollars you have, or the relationships you have, or the bungalows, properties you have. The real wealth is extra inner space you have. The space you have inside, free space, in which you can do your creativity, you can do your creation. That extra free inner space is the real wealth. When you unclutch from the difficulties, stress, sufferings, suffocation created by money, name and fame, you achieve that ultimate wealth, extra free inner space. Second, unclutch from the outer world identities. The identities you carry, social identity, professional identity, racial identity, national identity. Sometimes you think you identify yourself based on your religion, your country, your race, your caste, your community, your creed. Please understand, this racial identity, national identity is responsible for millions of people dying every year in the planet Earth. World's worst terrorist on the planet Earth is racial and national identity. Please understand, largest number of deaths on the planet Earth is caused by racial and national identity. The moment you feel you belong to certain geography, you are ready to sacrifice your life for that geography. People die, especially youngsters. Millions die in the war fields. And without any guilt, without any even second thought, people kill people just because their national identity. Identity you create because of your geography. I tell you, most uncivilized act is killing people because of your racial and national identity. It is so unfortunate still human beings have not evolved from that low conscious of killing people, destroying people because of racial and national identity. Same way, the racial identity is responsible for all religious and communal terrorism. Unclutch from social, professional, racial, national identities, you will see so much of peace, joy, bliss happening in you. Universal intelligence awakens in you the moment you unclutch from low-level identities. The moment you unclutch from racial, national identities, immediately the universal intelligence awakens in you. Third, unclutching. Unclutching from thoughts, verbalization and visualization happening inside. Please understand. Unclutching from thoughts means the verbalization and visualization happening inside. When you look in, the verbalization happening, the visualization happening in you are all thoughts. Unclutch from both. Continuously try to unclutch from both. You will see extraordinary powers expressing in you when you start unclutching from your verbalization and visualization. You will become yogi. Understand? Living as a yogi is life. Unclutch from verbalization and visualization. Whenever you remember the verbalization happening in you constantly, the words moving, or the visualization happening in you, the ideas happening in you, unclutch from that. Even the boredom, feeling bored, restless, is also one more thought, one more verbalization, one more visualization. Unclutch even from that. And fourth level of unclutching. Unclutch from your emotions, pain and pleasure. Let me tell you from my own experience. When I fell from the horse during the horse riding and fractured my hand, just all I need to do is unclutching from that pain. I could see very clearly body was healing at least 5 times more faster than normal speed of healing. I tell you, I really felt so joyful. I felt so happy for my body. Wow, what a body to live with. Body which does not give you pain, friend who does not give you doubt, wife who does not give you instability, are all rare blessings. Body which does not give you pain is such a joy to live with that body. I know I don't have pain because I received the blessings of many yogis and did many techniques, but when you see that literally in your life as experience, I felt, oh God, what an achievement. I felt such big relief. I tell you, when you unclutch from pain and pleasures, not only you are free from it, even your health improves drastically. Fifth, unclutching. Unclutching from the inner world identities like parental conditioning, ahankara and mamakara. Ahankara means the idea you project about yourself to others. Mamakara means the idea you believe about you as you inside you. See, always the idea you project to others about you will be more than what you are. Mamakara, the idea you believe about you in the inner self is always lower than you. Idea you project on others, an idea you project on yourself. This ahamkara and mamakara, your whole life is nothing but the fight between the ahankara and mamakara. Means the identity you project in the outer world and the identity you believe as you in the inner world. Unclutch from inner world identities, both the identities. Unclutch from the identity you project to the outer world, unclutch from the identity you believe as you in the inner world. Sixth level of unclutching. Unclutch from the bio-memories. Means the very patterns you are carrying. Pattern of depression, pattern of pain, pattern of irritation, patterns of suffering, patterns of your own ideas. You need to realize the truth. You are not even orphan. Orphan means what? You are alone. Everybody else is your enemy. Here you don't need to realize that you are alone. There is no enemy. You are alone, but there is no enemy. If you are alone, how can there be enemy? Only if there is somebody else, there can be enemies. If you unclutch from the patterns to the extent till you realize there is no patterns in reality. In reality, you are alone. In reality, you are just existing. Kevala. Next, unclutch from body. Unclutch from body itself. Please understand. When you unclutch from your body, thousands of disorders you create by yourself, like arthritis, blood pressure, all this completely disappears. The seventh level of unclutching is unclutching from body. And eighth level of unclutching, unclutching from the idea of time. Unclutch day, night, morning, evening, midnight. Go on unclutching. Unclutch from the idea of boredom, feeling restless. Unclutch from the idea of time. I tell you, time is the greatest myth you are carrying in your life. That is the worst conditioning you are carrying. Actually, there is no such thing as time. Sun rises and sets, moon rises and sets, stars move, Planet moves, life moves, that's all. Where is time? You rise, live, disappear. That's all. Where is time? Time is one of the myth like a clothes. You forget human body does not come with clothes. How many of you remember? I tell you, none of us remember. Human body comes to planet Earth without clothes, goes out without clothes. We think human body comes with clothes and goes with clothes. Just like a cloth, class is the illusion which has become part of your biomemory. Time is an illusion which has become part of your very consciousness itself. So unclutch from the idea of time. Ultimately, the 9th level of unclutching, unclutching from the very idea I. Unclutch from that very idea I. In every level of unclutching, in every aspect of unclutching, you will experience some new free dimension of you. You will experience some extraordinary experiences or expressions. I tell you, all the auspicious things of life and beyond life is achieved just by this one process, unclutching. Just by this one technique, unclutching. Just this one technique, unclutching. These 9 levels of unclutching, the 9th level is unclutching from the very idea I. The I. The very idea I is the source of everything you experience, you perceive. Unclutching from that very source, the idea of I. You can start in these 9 levels, any one level. Because of the benefits and experiences you will have, simply you will move to next level and experience all 9 levels. Just like 9 levels of unclutching, I wanted to introduce 3 kinds of unclutching. Unclutching from the luxury activities, like activities may not be required for your life, which you do as a luxury, playing video games, luxury activities. Second, unclutching from existential activities. Means for your existence, you start doing many activities like going to your office, your profession. When I say unclutch, I don't mean you will stop those activities. Your body will be performing those activities. The sufferings and the stress caused by those activities will not be there in your body. That's all. In your being. Third, unclutching from the survival activities. Even the basic survival activity like a food, eating, sleeping, unclutching even from those things. When you unclutch from the survival activities, please understand, I am not saying you will stop eating, you will stop drinking. No. All I am telling you is, you will live in unclutched space, your body may continue the activities necessary for survival. Unclutching is the greatest life solution. Unclutching is the ultimate meditation technique. It can directly upgrade your consciousness. Please understand, purpose of the human life is to upgrade your consciousness. Temples, rituals, religions, sacred books, everything is just for upgrading your consciousness, raising your consciousness. The very reason of your human body, existence of your human body, is to raise your consciousness. See, when your consciousness raises, automatically you become leader of your life, Lord of your life. You become God for yourself, Ishvara for your life. Becoming Ishvara of your own life is the basic necessity for every human being. You need to become Lord of your life. You need to raise your consciousness. Unclutching liberates you instantaneously. Immediately. This one process is enough. It is self-sufficient for whether you are a beginner or professional seeker or about to get enlightened. Unclutching is a complete technique for you. If you have problems related to your health, unclutch. If you have problems related to your wealth, unclutch. If you have problems related to your mind and the mental health, unclutch. If you have problems related to your relationships, unclutch. If you have problems related to your emotions, unclutch. If you have problems related to your consciousness, again the solution is unclutch.